Wavegarden, endless surf, perfect swell, surf lakes. At present there are over 20 wavepool technology providers making wave pools for the global surfing community. In this vlog, we share one surfer's experiences and a quick comparison between the new endless surf wave pool in Munich and the Wavegarden Cove wave pools, which I've surfed in both Bristol and Switzerland. As per normal, I'm going to share the good, the bad, the damn right ugly. I'm James Davis, and I've been a skydiver for over 20 years, jumping and competing all around the world. In the last 18 months, I've been surfing at the wave pool in Bristol to see if wave pools can do for surfing what wind tunnels did for skydiving. I wanted to see what would happen if an average surfer trained at the wave pool for a year, if they could learn to get barreled, sharing all the mistakes, learning points and experiences along the way. But last year, just before Christmas, I did get to visit Munich, as I was invited to the hugely respected ISPO Sportec event being held there. Now obviously it would be rude not to go for a surf at the new O2 SurfTown whilst visiting, especially as it's a different type of wave pool to which I normally surf. Anyone who hasn't seen Mick Fanning surfing there with Dylan Graves can head to their social media channels for some properly surfed waves. Link in the description below. As you would expect for a new wave pool, and the fact it's being based in Germany, the new Munich facility is immaculate. The Germans are world famous for their engineering pedigree and they haven't disappointed here. But how does the Munich wave pool differ to a Wavegarden Cove wave pool? Well, here's one surfer's observations. Length of wave. If you do the peak session, like I'm doing here, then the ride can be around 18 seconds, which is about double the length of the Wavegarden Cove rides. Design. The pool shape and tech is totally different. The waves at Munich break towards the wall, not away from it. Now if you want to go really techie on how the waves are created, then I'd visit the web pages. But in general, the Wavegarden Coves use a series of 20 plus paddles. The number depends on which design is being purchased by the operator. They use a hydraulic approach to wave creation, whereas the endless wave tech uses pneumatic technology, sucking the water in and out to start and create the waves. Now flame away in the comments section if this isn't quite accurate or you feel the need to correct. What does this actually mean to average surfers like me? First point is takeoff. Followers of this channel will know that the pop-off and takeoff is like the holy grail, and I'm always keen to improve the process for catching waves, particularly with a view to optimizing it for catching waves in the ocean. At Munich, a small bump is pushed out first to let the surfer know the proper wave is coming a few seconds later. The surfer is also required to set up very close to the wall due to the way the waves are pushed out, and it means there's virtually no time to see them coming. Consequently, most surfers like me just look straight forward and wait using timing to paddle and catch it, which isn't the best for your wave catching process in the sea. 2. Positioning. As with any spot, it takes a few waves to know where to sit. Wave pools tend to be fickle, especially for people used to seeing the oncoming waves and reading the ocean, because the waves seemingly come out of nowhere and it therefore makes it hard to read. To catch them, you just need to know the right spots to sit at. Now the Munich locals and coaches made some very useful points of it being tight to the wall, forward, and pointing the board at an angle away from the wall. And that's because the waves break towards the clubhouse, not down the wall, and it helps avoid being too deep and late into the wave. Now to begin with, I blew quite a few waves, which I think is normal for any average surfing trying a new wave pool or setting. Once you've found the right spot, how it all works, their takeoff is actually fine. In fact, I'd even argue it feels like the drop and first turn has been specifically designed to make your life easier and to get going. But be aware, it's easy to bog and try too hard in this area. Riding the waves. So there are positives and negatives to both. Positives are that you are riding back towards the wall. The waves are super clean, there is nowhere near the same backwash or cross-current issues that tend to come in the second half of a 20-wave set at a Wavegarden Cove, because you're surfing flat mirror glass water which is sheltered by the wall you are surfing towards. Downside of this is that you're surfing towards a wall and back where you came from. Now, it takes some time getting used to, and you could argue it reduces what you can actually do on the wave, but overall I'd say none of these points are valid, and the negatives certainly don't outweigh the benefits. What you get are pristine waves and they feel very good. End section. Be warned, the end section is funny. Both for how you'd normally kick out into the channel, because you can't, there's a wall there, and the fact that you can be on a fun wave with some momentum and then want to do something on the very last section, which is actually a board breaker. It seems many noses of boards have already passed the next world at this section, so be warned. Heading back, you have two options. One is to go back up the lineup using the current in the water and pinning yourself right next to the wall, which is kind of a bit weird when the next surfers are heading towards you, but at least you're still in the water. Or the second option is to get out of the pool and just walk back. Most people, including myself, did the latter, which makes it a very leisurely experience. Waiting. In Munich, you're assigned a number on the shore, and that's the order of play for the entire session. There is minimal opportunity for getting a double or more than anyone else. Very simple case of getting back in the line behind the person you started with, and there's no jumping ahead. Wave sets. There are no sets of waves and then a lull to consider at the Munich wave pool. It's a small pulse and then the main wave for the surfer to catch, before a short walk back before things settle down and it's the next person's go. Number of waves. Now this was notably less. If I recall correctly, it was less than 10 an hour, I think maybe 8 or 9 in my setting, which was pretty full versus the 12 to 13 you get at a Wavegarden Cove. At both places you'd score more waves if the session has been full, so it's just a different way of doing things. Wave sessions. I surfed the peak session, which is one direction and the entire length of the pool. The A-frame sessions have the waves starting in the middle of the pool and split the pool in half, which means half the length of the waves. It's priced accordingly though. Pricing. The peak session was about a third more expensive than the wave in Bristol. I was told Munich is one of the more expensive areas in Germany to live, and the one session price was noticeably more. They do have deals and bulk options, so you can go and check the pricing out yourself, but I'd say it's definitely a bit more expensive than I'm used to in Bristol. Video analysis. The Munich pool has Flowstate cameras in place, just like the wave in Bristol and the Australian Wavegardens, which is amazing. It's also interesting to see competing products like the video analysis service at a live A called SurfTown, which is in 6K resolution. For the purpose of this video, the Munich pool has a good video analysis service and at a good price to help your surfing progression, so no difference there. Other. Well, they do have a massive screen in the middle of the pool, which didn't have playback on for your last wave. It was all about adverts, which was a bit of a shame, but I think maybe this changes long term. I didn't ask, but this would be an amazing kind of idea for learning. So which is better? Well, for me, that's kind of the wrong question to ask, because each wave pool will have decisions to make about the types of wave they make available to the public, the setting tweaks that can be made, how well they look after their customers and the facility. The wave in Bristol have just changed their wave settings and made some tweaks. And the waves you can surf at Alaya Bay are totally different to the ones in Bristol, but they're both Wavegarden Wavepool Cove designs. As more wave pools come online around the world, we'll have much greater choice. But in my humble opinion, it will be the attitude of the wave pool companies and management teams towards the type of customers they want to attract that will make the biggest difference. Will they try and favour just first timers and experienced kind of customers? Or will they even care about real surfers? This remains to be seen. Okay, so back to the Munich pool. Was it actually good and would I go back? Absolutely. The waves I surfed there were super clean and lots of fun. Now I didn't get as many waves as I was used to surfing at Bristol, and it was a lot more expensive, but that didn't matter. I think the Munich facility is amazing and I'd definitely go back there to surf. Depending on what they end up doing with that big screen, there could be an amazing opportunity for in-situ feedback during your session. But that's for another discussion and another vlog. the next vlog, we share a video of seeing how much impact an online coaching session can have in your next surf, and if a bit of structure and direction from somebody who knows what they're talking about actually makes a difference. Until next time, enjoy your surfing wherever it may be.